All right, guys, so we're here at the RPM 2024 in Collinsville, Illinois, and all the different manufacturers have their new products on display, including State Tool and Die. They've got a new resin printed car kit that they're offering exclusive for this show, and you guys can order it whatever. I guess it's going to be on a website somewhere.
Yes, they have the photos. Everything should be on the website hopefully tonight, tomorrow.
All right, so we're going to take a really close look at this car, and Brian's going to tell us a little bit about how it was created, why it was created, and exactly what the car is. Hopefully you guys will be aware of that. Okay, go for it, Brian.
All right. So what we did is we created the first car out of the steel mill industry for State Tool and Die. State Tool and Die is primarily steel mill modeling.
Okay.
This is our first foray into
that stuff down there.
Regular freight type service.
Yes.
So being that Ken is a CSX modeler and somewhat Southern guy, I'm a Southern Norfolk Western, Norfolk Southern guy, we decided to do something that mainstream companies weren't doing, first off. Secondly, the Southern radio car is pretty iconic. If you can find an overland car, it's generally more than what I'm wanting to pay for one. And they're just not out there. You see a few of the right track resin molded kits on eBay, but even those are very, very sparse. So we figured, why not? The car is designed and 3D printed in resin. Everything is 3D printed. It fits together basically like an Athearn Blue Box kit. So the weight sits in the middle, floor goes right in, screws right in, trucks, coupler boxes, everything. And everything's included in the kit: couplers, coupler boxes, ladders, antennas, everything else. And what it was is, before the DPU days, Southern actually started doing this in about 1965, 66, and they would place this as their mid-train helper. Radio signals would come from the front head end of the units into the middle of the train of the radio car, which was powered by the locomotive, and then they had their mid-train helpers.
So they was able to eliminate a crew by the addition of that car.
Correct.
But it also was probably a little safer, because when you had two crews, and radio contact may have, not been as accurate. Front engineer telling the rear engineer, I need more throttle, less throttle, whatever.
Yep.
This gave the front engineer all control that he needed.
Absolutely. Absolutely correct.
Okay.
So we did two cars. We did the large font and then the small font. Potentially we're going to do more. We got to see how things go, but we got to get rid of the first batch first.
Right. So if you're a Southern modeler, say what, mid 70s to late 90s?
The large print car was put into service in about 1966.
66, really? I didn't realize the technology went quite back that far.
Yep.
Because I mean, even VHF radio just on railroads didn't pick up until about 1955.
Right.
So that's pretty quick transition into radio control.
They were ahead of the ball game, so we'll see.
Nice, nice. Let's see. And so you've got all the details included in the kit.
Yep. Couplers, coupler pockets, ladders, antennas, wheels, trucks, screws, and there's a weight taped into the bottom of the kit so that it doesn't bounce around and ruin any of the resin parts that are in the kit.
And so the smaller font is a car number, and then the larger font is a separate car number. So we're really offering the two car numbers.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Okay, so on each side there's tabs for your, just super glue dots for your ladders, and then same on the ends of the cars. You can see the little tabs for the super glue. MU hoses go into the little rectangles there. So.
Yep. Now what that is, that's a dress-up kit for the Walters model car. You want big
wheels are actually our own. Ken was able to find somebody that manufactured them for us.
Fantastic.
Personally, I think they're the best wheel we found yet. Extremely, extremely smooth. Couplers are KD couplers, of course. Don't want to use anything else but the best.
Those are the scale head, the 158s with the whisker?
158s, correct. Yep, 158 scale heads with a cat whisker.
Okay.
And they come with a KD coupler box that snaps right in the bottom. You can see it right there in the thing.
Perfect.
You just put your screw in and you're good to go. You do have to do some trimming on the coupler box. But
there wouldn't be a kit if you didn't.
Well, right. And there's no major manipulation needed to make the kit work, so. Well,
that's pretty amazing, that nobody else has thought of that, or maybe they have thought about it, and maybe they don't understand the needs of a Southern modeler. Because if you model Southern or even Norfolk Southern,
and they ran these up until late 80s, early 90s. You can see on YouTube there's Norfolk Southern videos with standard cab SD60s as mid-train helpers with a radio car.
Yeah, I remember seeing them late 90s at least, because I was almost driving. So they held on for a while, at least, through Southern Illinois. So that is very cool. All right. Well, if you guys are modeling Southern, Norfolk Southern, or just want to have a really cool car in your consist, you want to consider a State Tool and Die radio control Boxcar to add to your pusher engines if you're modeling pre-DPU era. So that's pretty cool.